Are we smiling?
Yeah, Lauren, smile. It's a happy day to be in the kitchen because it's cold outside. And we got soup on the stove.
It's 5 degrees out.
No, we've hit a big frost. And last video, we had to harvest all our green tomatoes, and there were so many. So now what are we gonna do?
I don't know, April. I suppose we could just compost them.
What? Lauren.
What?
There's so many more interesting things to do with them.
We could do things
could
with
be making
green tomatoes?
Jam. We could make fried green tomatoes.
Ooh.
I mean, personally, I can't eat tomatoes, which makes this a really fun video for me. But you can, and so today we're gonna make you some fridge pickles.
I love pickles.
Welcome to our kitchen. I'm April.
And I'm Lauren.
And we're gonna show you how to make fridge pickles. We've totally done it before.
All right, April.
Yes.
What's our first step?
Well, I totally wrote down every part of the recipe.
2 pounds green tomatoes.
Yeah, where's your scale?
It's out of batteries. Sometimes estimate.
Lauren. Okay, sorry, let's get back into it. So step 1, we're gonna make a brine for the pickles. Let's just say these are, when we say fridge pickles, we mean that these are not going to be canned. They will be kept in the fridge.
They're also not going to be lacto fermented, which is a bummer.
Too bad. But they will be delicious, crunchy, briny pickles. So we're starting with a cup of water. 1 cup. And then we go in with 2 cups of vinegar. We got this recipe on the internet, and I can't remember the website. Sorry.
Check in the recipe in the episode description.
In the description
below.
the video description box.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'll link to the correct website.
April, what if I didn't have
That's
apple
way
cider
more than
vinegar?
You can use white vinegar. Honestly, you can use any distilled vinegar.
Oh yeah. You
Yeah.
could use rice vinegar, red wine vinegar
Yeah.
might be really tasty.
Whatever your favorite, you can really flavor them with your vinegar there. So we got our vinegar and our water, 2 cups vinegar to 1 cup of water. And next we go in with our kosher salt. That's the wrong way.
Now, in this case, iodized salt is something you could use.
Yep, it doesn't matter what kind of salt, but you want to pay attention to what kind of salt you use because table salt is, shall we say, saltier than kosher salt.
Well, it's finer grained.
Yeah.
So if the recipe calls for a coarse grained salt,
you need to use more of it than a table salt. So this would be 3 tablespoons, whereas table salt, it might be something like 1 or 2 tablespoons.
Google a converter online.
Yeah.
Or use Firefox.
Yeah.
Or Edge. It doesn't have to be Google.
Oh, yeah. You can use DuckDuckGo, the browser that protects your
Don't you have to pay
identity.
for that?
No, it's free.
Great.
It's a free
Not
browser.
sponsored by.
Not a sponsor, but we recommend.
I haven't used it yet.
DuckDuckGo. I have used it. So now that that's wet, we're gonna measure. Lauren, it's teaspoons. It's 3 teaspoons. 3 teaspoons is a tablespoon.
You're right.
Yeah, I just told you. I wrote down the recipe.
I thought it said
Lauren
2
is
teaspoons.
assuming things. And this recipe calls for black peppercorns. So we're gonna put some of those in. And Lauren, what else could we put in that the recipe doesn't call for?
Oh, any kind of herb that we want. This recipe calls for bay leaves, which we don't have. So we're gonna do a dill fridge pickle.
Yeah.
Just shake some of that in there.
Yeah, you could do bay leaves. You could just do some, like, if you want it to have some, like, spices flavor, you could put, like,
You could do some
ginger.
garlic if you want.
Yeah, you could put whole garlic cloves or halved
do some
ones.
garlic?
Yeah, let's do it. Here.
Maybe we do the garlic in with the pickles so that it stays zesty.
Oh yeah, we'll wait. Okay.
All right, so here's our brine. Again, 2 cups vinegar, 1 cup water, 3 tablespoons kosher salt, 3 teaspoons, which is 1 tablespoon, sugar, and 2 teaspoons peppercorns.
Now I'm going to take this over to the stove and get it heating up on there. You want to dissolve the sugar and bring it to a boil, and then we're going to let it sit for 10 minutes. So while we do that, we're going to also get the tomatoes going.
All right, so I'm starting out with my garlic because I want it a little aromatic. I usually don't bother peeling it ahead of time because once you smash it, the peel comes off no problem. I'm going to stick that in my compost. Give this a little fine chop. Since it's going to mellow in the fridge for a couple days, I'm not too worried about having it really fine. Those pieces will give a nice little bite. Of course, I like garlic. If you don't like garlic, skip it. If you're cooking these for Queen Elizabeth, skip it. We'll do 1 jar with no garlic. We're going to do a little fine onion. That's not in the recipe, but sounds good.
I'm pretty sure that is in the recipe.
Oh, well.
Well, it's an optional.
Optional.
Pretty sure the
onion.
author of this recipe liked onion in it.
You could probably do red onion.
Don't
you might get a weird color. Could be fun.
Hey, Lauren, should we throw some sauerkraut in with some of them?
Oh, no. Let's not do that.
Hey, Lauren, I was thinking about making Rachel's for dinner with our sauerkraut.
We don't have turkey.
Rachel's are with ham.
Are they?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Pretty sure they're with turkey.
I'm going to Google it. I mean, I'm going to
bet
look
it's
it
a
up on
regional difference. Okay. Well, are we ready? We've got our jars. A little variation in each one. They all have onion, but 2 of them have garlic. Keep those in the front. Now we're going to chop some tomatoes. You probably don't want the stems in. They're woody. I think they're mildly toxic. They're probably fine, but I don't know. Tomatoes are a nightshade, and you have to be careful with the leaves and stuff of those. Agnes tries to eat them, so we prevent that. But they're good for the compost in the worm bin, so there we go. I think I'm just going to do quarters of these kind of moderate-sized ones. I might do slices for a real big one, but I want these to maintain a little crunch. You probably could can this recipe since it has added vinegar. There's a little bad spot in here. But you'd have to look up what the processing times are. Just make sure that you're using a modern processing times guide because some of the older ones aren't very up to date and it's not something you want to take risks with.
Don't mess around with listeria,
especially because we're packing these into jars cold. You know, gotta be. Is it listeria? It's botulism, April. Is it also listeria?
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense.
This person's recipe.
What are you eating?
Oh, I'm eating on camera. That's a little gross.
Yeah, you're eating on mic.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
You're welcome. Hope you enjoyed this ASMR cantaloupe eating experience.
It's not lunchtime. I was gonna say that, but actually it is lunchtime.
It's lunchtime. Filming this on Lauren's lunch break.
Boss, if you're watching, I'm on break. Shout outs to my boss. She's
That's
great.
why I don't have a job.
All right. So
how's it going over here, Lauren?
We're packing some jars. We got off
Fun.
topic a little bit, but
what did you talk about?
Oh, I mean everything. Your joblessness mostly.
Oh, great.
So these smaller ones, I think I'm just gonna half. Maybe the really little ones I'll put in whole.
Yeah, that's something you can do. You can pickle whole cherry tomatoes.
We had a lot of green cherry tomatoes.
Yeah,
so.
and also these are Romas, but some of them were still quite small. So.
April, should I share my bonus recipe for fried green tomatoes?
Yeah, sure. Tell them how to do it.
All right.
Because we don't have the stuff for it.
You have some green slicing tomatoes, like a beef steak, even an early girl, but that's a little smaller. You're gonna slice that in like say 1/2 inch slices, And you're gonna dip each side in cornmeal. If you wanted to, you could dip it in egg and then cornmeal. I think I've only ever done just cornmeal and salt and pepper mixed in that cornmeal. And then you just fry it in a skillet with like a quarter or half inch of oil in the bottom. Then you just eat that right up. Delicious. Maybe fry some fish while you're at it.
Ooh, a fish fry up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go check on our brine. It hasn't boiled yet, but the sugar has dissolved.
Excellent. All right. Let's talk about one more thing, April.
Okay.
What are we gonna do with the rest of all of these tomatoes?
I know. Are we gonna make fridge pickles out of this whole thing of tomatoes?
Well, given that I'm the only one eating them, no.
No, we're not doing that. So, it is possible to ripen your tomatoes off the vine, and we're gonna show you some options for doing it. I talked to Ma yesterday, and she is ripening hers in a cardboard box. That's definitely something that you can do.
I've used a paper bag in the past.
Any paper bag you have, it can be a lunch sack, grocery bag, anything. Or if you just have brown paper, you can kind of wrap them up.
Tie them with string, not too tightly.
No.
Basically, the idea is that you want it to be breathable, but you want to trap in some of the gases that help them ripen. So if you really want to speed things up, you can put them in with an apple.
Right.
Or you can put them in with a tomato that's starting to ripen. In fact, I like to do a variety of really green to partially ripe, and then as I need a tomato for my sandwiches,
you can start taking
pull out
them
the ripe ones.
And the other thing is, you want it to be closed off so that the tomatoes don't feel so much pressure from you watching them. Like, they need their privacy to ripen.
But do check them every few days.
High pressure. So, and do we take these off the vine, Lauren, or does it not matter?
April, I don't know. This isn't America's test kitchen.
Well, we'll try some on the vine and some off the vine.
Write into America's test kitchen and ask them.
Perfect.
And then tell us so that we can present it as the experts.
Yeah, and we're going to set aside our fully ripe tomatoes to use.
I'm going to make pasta sauce, maybe some salsa.
These partial ones can go in here. Right, Lauren?
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, so let's close those up. Lauren, I don't have any tape.
Grab a rubber band.
Okay, I don't know if we have a rubber band.
I'm sure we have a rubber band.
Well, I saw one on the floor earlier, but I'm not going to pick that up right now.
Oh, April, I've got a trick.
Oh, you want it? Yeah, just do it that way. That's how Ma had hers. Oh, you tore it off. It's fine. So, we're going to set those aside. They can hang out with our goldfish. I think some of you maybe wanted to meet. Hey, come out.
Jenny.
Her name is Jenny. Come on.
All right, so we'll be back in 10 minutes.
No. We're not done.
Well, we gotta.
Well, we're gonna start. So we're gonna try some tomatoes in bags too.
Oh, okay.
No time like the present.
You can fast forward if you want.
Well,
I'm kidding. Don't do that.
Maybe I'll make it a fun montage.
Here's one on the vine. One thing you don't want to do is pack them in too tightly.
No. You don't want rotting to happen.
Don't just leave them in a basket like we've done for the last 3 days with squash blossoms on the bottom.
Terrible idea.
And yellow crooknecks.
So what we're going to do with this one is fold it over and get out a handy clip of some kind. I have some clothespins. There you go, Lauren. And set those aside.
All right.
And next bag.
Now, April,
Let's do this.
are we gonna go put these outside in the freezing cold?
No. Just keep them at room temperature. You want some slightly warmer temperatures to.
Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously, like, if a tomato freezes, then it's just gonna.
It's no good.
Get mush. It's not. Yeah, that's why we picked them. Obviously, you don't want the.
Take my mic for a moment. Here, I'll put it here. I'm gonna get an apple so that we can.
Oh
test
yeah.
the apple method.
They're on the table there, Lauren. Our apples are foraged from a tree at a state park.
Wow, April! That's a leak.
We are dedicated to honesty. We'll show them the apple. Here's the apple. It's just a little tree apple. When we take Agnes, she loves to chase the apples down the trail.
Also, our 2-year-old nephew probably picked that one, so...
Yeah, and he can't be liable for anything.
I mean, he can, but...
No, he's 2.
Okay.
Not even. So we're gonna, some of our green tomatoes, or Lauren, are we still gonna put some of the half-ripe tomatoes? Did that boil?
Yeah, boiled.
Oh, great.
It's been boiling for...
Wasn't even paying attention. Okay, let's close this here up.
Here, April, I'll teach you a trick. What if you didn't have a clothespin?
Oh yeah, what would you do? Watch where you point that thing.
So that's a knife, right? Mm-hmm. Then I'm gonna take a spare tomato stem, the stiff side of it, stick that through, and there we go.
Genius. That's a great class. Waste not, want not. Hey, do you think this brine has sat long enough yet, Lauren? I mean, it hasn't really, but...
The worst that can happen is it will explode our jars.
Here it is. Oh, I breathed the steam in.
That's vinegar.
It's fine. Have we talked about these before?
All right, April, stand back.
We're good? Oh, okay.
I mean, you're not the one with the eye protection.
We don't have a funnel, so... Oh, Lauren.
What?
Nothing.
Seems like I'm doing a great job.
Yep, totally.
That's one. So, April.
Yes.
We just poured hot brine in these. Now we're going to put rings and lids on them. What if our viewers hear one of these seal?
Oh, they're gonna, I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna say, I saw the little thing, it popped, it sealed. It's totally fine to keep in your cupboard and eat, right? Wrong. This is the thing, is, you know, often people can by just putting something hot into a hot jar and like turning it upside down and the thing will go off. But the risk is if anything in that jar wasn't perfectly hot when it's sealed, there was a cold spot inside or anywhere on the jar, there is a risk of
bacterial infection.
Yeah. Don't risk it because you got sick and died from that one thing just because that one time you were like, oh, it'll be fine. And for years and years it was fine.
Ruin gardening for you.
Yeah. So just don't risk it. These can go in the fridge.
Those are hot. Hold them at the top.
They're not that hot. It's fine. There it went. See, we said, didn't we? But we're still going to put it in the fridge because we're responsible.
These are used
and we're
lids,
not going to
too.
risk anyone. Yeah, that's impressive. That's what they look like. Wow. Oh, it leaked.
Yeah.
No, that one definitely didn't seal. Okay.
All right.
Okay, so anyway, thanks for stopping by the kitchen.
Like, comment, and subscribe. You hate that part, right?
If you want to.
If you want to.
Anyway,
if you like our videos.
Yeah, if you're a fan, we'd appreciate the support.
Tell us what you want us to do next in the kitchen.
Yeah.
We might do another green tomato thing, or we might do yogurt.
We have endless opportunities.
We could make kimchi too. We heard one of our viewers is maybe going to make kimchi.
Oh yeah, and we have the stuff for it in the fridge right now, actually.
We do.
So maybe we'll film that. Anyway, lots of videos in store. We're still going to have some gardening videos. We left some things in the garden, like beets and stuff. So we'll have one last harvest this week or next week, and it'll be so fun.
It'll be fun.
So stay tuned and say goodbye to Agnes.
I've been waving for like 5 minutes.